are ready. We are ready to do anything we can do to ensure that while you are in our training, that you have the skill that will make you to be successful in life. So you can be job creators, not job seekers, inshallah. That on your own, before you leave this campus, you will have had international job, which will earn you dollars and pounds, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Allahu Akbar. I noticed that while the Vice Chancellor was praying for you to be successful and earn monies in dollars, there was no Amin, let alone a rancorous one. So on behalf of the Vice Chancellor, I wish to withdraw that prayer. Shall we withdraw the prayer? Can we have a loud Amin? May we all be successful. May we earn in dollars and pound sterling and Saudi Riyal. Amen. Now we thank the Vice Chancellor for giving us the opening remarks, which in essence is to prepare our minds for what's to come. The program is tagged Role Model Lecture. And like I mentioned at the commencement of the program, the essence is to create a pathway to enlighten you on what you need to do as students now and as future ambassadors of Al-Hikmah University, so that you can be successful not only in your academics but also in other spheres of life. There are thousands of graduates out there who are going around with their CVs and certificates and are still unemployed. Our aim is not to push out graduates that will be job seekers, but that would be employers of labor, that will be money makers, legitimate money makers. And like I mentioned earlier, the product of this university are its best sellers. You are the image of Al-Hikmah University, you are the ambassadors. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide us aright, and may He bless our affairs. Without further waste of our precious time, we will now move to the main agenda of today's program. Before then, may I introduce the Dean of the Faculty of Education, Professor O.P. Akinubi, and also the Dean, Faculty... Oh, can you rise up for recognition? Professor O.P. Akinubi. I gave you Professor... and also the Dean of the Faculty of Natural and Applied Sciences, Professor I.A. Okunlola, who equally is the Director of the Abdurrahim Oladimeji Center for Entrepreneurial and Vocational Studies, ably represented here by Dr. A.B. Agbaji. You are welcome, sir. Now, moving on to the main agenda of today's program, I want to invite to present his paper titled Path to Career Success for Al-Hikmah University Graduates, our brother Mr. Muhammad Al-Rashid. Mr. Muhammad Al-Rashid, like I mentioned to us earlier, is here representing one of our own, one of the graduates of this university who is making waves in the financial sectors, currently out of the country for official engagement. But alhamdulillah, he has given us a worthy representative who shall take us through the path to career success as graduates of Al-Hikmah University. Can we please welcome with Allahu Akbar, Mr. Muhammad Rashid. Can we say until he comes here, can we continue to say Allahu Akbar?
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستهديه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له ولن تجد له وليا مرشدا وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله إن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله وأحسن الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وإن كل محدثة بدعة وإن كل بدعة ضلالة والضلالة مرجعها إلى النار يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما أما بعد الحمد لله الذي أثنى على خير خلقه في محكم تنزيله حيث قال وإنك لعلى خلق عظيم وقال عليه الصلاة والسلام عن نفسه إنما بعثت لأتمم مكارم الأخلاق وسئلت أمنا عائشة أم المؤمنين رضي الله عنها عن خلق النبي فقالت كان خلقه القرآن. All praise is due to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We seek His help. Whomsoever Allah guides will never be led astray. Whomsoever Allah leaves astray, no one can guide. I bear witness that there is none worthy of worship but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and Muhammad is His servant and messenger. You who believe, fear Allah by whom you ask your mutual rights and reverence the womb. Allah has been watching you. You who believe, fear Allah as He should be feared and die only as Muslims. You who believe, fear Allah and say what is true. He will make your deeds sound and forgive your sins. He who obeys Allah and His apostle has achieved a mighty success. Glory be to Allah, who praised His beloved servant in the glorious Quran by saying, and you are indeed truly a man of outstanding character. The Prophet said, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, said about himself that I was sent to perfect good character. al-Mu'mineen Aisha, our dear mother, said about the Prophet when she was asked that his character was the Quran. All protocols duly observed. I stand on all protocols. It is now my great pleasure to welcome all of you, distinguished guests, faculty members, families and friends, and members of Al-Hikmah University. I am here representing one of your own, Dr. Amin Mustafa, who is unfortunately unavoidably absent. I can never fill in for him anyways. Education is the progressive discovery of your own ignorance. While the quote sinks in our beautiful brains, let me invite you on a simple icebreaker. By raising of hands, how many of you would want to be medical doctors? Okay, how many of you would want to be lawyers? Okay, how many of you would want to be engineers? How many of you would want to be entrepreneurs? How many of you would want to be economists? Okay, how many of you would want to be politicians? Okay. How many of you would want to be, therefore, how many of you?
How many of them will be delegates?
So, therefore, how many of you would want to be delegates? Okay. That is well. Well, I'm not here to talk to you about how to build a successful career in medicine or engineering or whatever you've chosen for your education. From what I've come to learn in this real world, this really matters. It really matters. In fact, in some cases, it doesn't matter at all. In this new age, new careers, new pathways come to emerge every other day, which are sometimes more rewarding than whatever we would have studied in the university, especially financially. Even if it does matter, you have your GNC to help you, to guide you. You have your faculty members and professors to also help you and guide you in choosing your pathways, your educational pathways. Rather, I've come all the way from my part of Allah's world or universe to share with you something much more significant, yet often missed. What could that be? Would anyone try to guess? I have the mic here. You can raise up your hand if you want to guess or try. Okay, just to encourage you, Dr. Amin said if you could guess, he is willing to give out 50,000 naira for any person that can guess the topic of today. And the mic is here. You can raise up your hand. Okay, just to encourage you some more, I am willing to give 50 more thousand, so that's 100,000. Okay, and someone take the mic.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Alaykum salam.
Now, I'm Abdul Basit Busairi. The essence of this lecture is to guide us on how to earn an honest means, how to have an honest way of making money and progressing in life.
Okay, that's a good choice. The brother over there, somehow close.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Wa alaikum salam.
Sir, as earlier you said now, you are not here to tell us a way, to path into how to earn, how to be successful in engineering or law. Then, to my own best understanding about what you want to deliver to us, it means that you want to express in other ways what Allah or the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam has laid down for us to be successful in this life.
Thank you so much. That's a good try. I would want to go to the sisters. Yeah, the sister over there. One more time. It's of course definitely about your career's success, but it's something very particular. Yes.
The topic.
Sorry?
You asked about the topic.
Yes.
The topic is the path to career.
Okay, no, yeah, that's the topic of today, but I am going to pick something really minute in that range or that wide range. Okay, now for the ladies to encourage, I'd have one more lady. If a lady could guess, I'll be adding 20 more thousand. That's 120,000. 120,000. Okay, the lady over there in gray. The lady over there in gray. The mic. The mic.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. So what am I going to talk about? What do you think I'd be willing to talk about? Quickly.
The Maiden role model.
Sorry, I didn't get that.
The Maiden role model lecture you said as an example for us, student of Al-Hikmah University, that the main purpose of this lecture, as you are here with us, is also an example for us in the presence of we students of Al-Hikmah University. So you said the purpose of this lecture is that students and be a good role model to the community.
Okay.
And we should be.
Okay, let me give you a hint.
Okay.
How can one be? There's something essential that would make someone to be a role model. There's something that is essential that can make someone become a role model. What could that be?
Something essential that can make someone be a role model. Maybe the person is a good person and it serves the community very well.
Okay.
And the way he behaves and his contribution.
Okay, I'll give you another hint. It has to do with his own personality. It has to do with one's personality. Okay, let's try someone else. Okay, the sister over here in niqab. Oh, in mask, yes.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
I think the topic is how to become
I can't hear you.
how to become a good role model by laying down a good example for other people to imitate him.
Well, you've all tried. I really want to give out the 120 to the ladies. Okay, one last time over there to the sister over there in green. And then one brother also, inshallah. Just hold on a second.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
I can't hear you.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Here to discuss to us today is
I actually cannot hear you.
I said what you are here to discuss with us today is about a good career role model.
I actually cannot hear you. I'm sorry. Can you give it to the next person?
Assalamu alaikum
Wa alaikum salam.
wa barakatuh. So what you are here to discuss to us is how to be a good role model. So, and according to the hints you gave, is that how to be that role model. So it's going to be through determination. It's going to be through your purpose of what you want to achieve.
Okay, it's actually a simple word. It's just a word. I'll try this brother here, inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum.
Salam.
Sorry. The essential value to be a role model is following the prophetic sunnah and Al-Quran Al-Kareem.
Naam. That's true. That's true. Okay, the brother in white cap over there, and that would be the last person. It's time.
To be a role model.
MashaAllah. 100,000.
Is the piety. The piety of Allah.
Naam. Well, thank you so much for that. Can I have my mic back? Can I have my mic back, please? Okay. We've been going in circles and circles and circles. Okay, one last. Shout it, shout it.
Assalamu alaikum. To be a good role model is to possess a good character. That's
okay.
just
Okay. So, I think that's enough of guessing. Let me have my mic back. I'm really sad that I'm going back with the 120, but let's see if someone else can get it through the course of this discussion. So what I've come all the way to speak to you about is how you can be the best version of yourself and how to have opportunities throwing themselves at you, and also how you can best position yourself to naturally make the best of anything at any time, in any place, at any capacity. In this single lifetime, it is about the power of habits. More specifically, I'm here to talk to you about atomic habits. Before I continue with that, I'd like to take us back to the initial quote I said earlier. Education is the progressive discovery of your own ignorance. Education is the progressive discovery of your own ignorance. Will Durant. William James Durant was an American writer, historian, and a philosopher. To be honest with you, I didn't know anything about him before writing this speech. He became best known for his work at the Story of Civilization, an 11-volume written in collaboration with his wife, Ariel Durant, and published between 1935 and 1975. Durant quoted the mystical master Rumi saying, "You know all already. It is just about seeing that which was left in the dark." And he may be right. If ignorance is darkness, then education is the candle. Al-Imam al-Ghazali said, and pardon my weak translation, the brain is the revelation from within, while revelation is the brain from outside. The brain is revelation from within, while revelation is brain from outside. As a result, humans believe that God is the source of knowledge, that knowledge is sacred. Because being successful is greatly attributed to our habits, and of course, the will of Allah before every other thing. In this regard, I would like us all to have a look at the book called The Atomic Habits by James Clear. The book is by James Clear. Now, James in The Atomic Habits says that if you are having trouble in changing your habits, the problem isn't you. The problem is your system. Bad habits repeat themselves not because you don't want to change, but because you have the wrong system for change. For example, the way to make good habits easier is to implement is to make them obvious, attractive, easy, and more importantly, satisfying. That's what he says. There are 4 things that we'd have to do. We have to make our habits obvious, attractive, easy, and satisfying. On the contrary, the way to make bad habits harder to implement is to make them invisible, to make them unattractive, to make them difficult, and to make them unsatisfying as well. Habits are the compound interest of self-improvement. Getting 1% better every day counts for a lot in the long run. Habits are a double-edged sword, yet they can work for you or against you. Small changes often appear to make no difference until you cross a critical threshold. So one has to be very patient and very persistent too. An atomic habit is a little habit that is part of a larger system. Just as atoms are built, just as atoms are building blocks of molecules, atomic habits are building blocks of remarkable results. The most effective way to change your habits is to focus not on what you want to achieve, but rather who you want to become. Who you want to become. Your identity emerges out of your habits. Your actions is a vote for the type of person you wish to become. Now, as we said, he placed 4 rules for one to become better. The first law of behavior change is to make it obvious. Now, the 2 most common stimuli, or as he named them, cues, are time and location. Creating an intention is a strategy you can use to pair a new habit with a specific time and location. Small changes in context can lead to large changes in behavior over time. Every habit is initiated by a cue or by a stimulus. Make the cue of good habits obvious in your environment. Gradually, your habits become associated not with a single trigger, but with the entire context surrounding the behavior. Once a habit is formed, it is unlikely to be forgotten. The inversion of the first law of change is making it invisible. So if we want to get rid of a habit that we don't want, we make it invisible. It is easier to avoid temptation than to resist it. One of the most practical ways to eliminate a bad habit is to reduce exposure to the cues. Now, the second law, as Claire says, is the second law of behavior change is to make it attractive. Now, the more attractive an opportunity is, the more likely it is to become habit forming. Habits are a dopamine-driven. Habits are dopamine-driven feedback loop. When dopamine rises, so does our motivation. So does our motivation to act. It is the anticipation of the reward that gets us to take action, not the fulfillment of it. The greater the anticipation, the greater the dopamine spike. We tend to adopt habits that are praised and approved by our culture because we have a strong desire to fit in and belong to the tribe. We tend to imitate the habits of 3 social groups. 1, the close, which are the family and friends. 2, the many, which are the tribe or the group. And 3, the powerful, which are the status, the people with status and the people with prestige and wealth. Now, one of the most effective things you can do to build better habits is to join a culture where, 1, your desired behavior is a normal behavior, and 2, you already have something in common with the group. Now, on the other side, the inversion of the second law of behavior change is making it unattractive. So highlight the benefits of avoiding a bad habit to make it seem unattractive. We have to highlight those things. Why is it unattractive? Because it is bad. We have to highlight those things with ourselves. Now, habits are unattractive when we associate with them. Now, the third law of behavior change is to make it easy, to make those habits easy. Now, the most effective form of learning is practice, not planning. Focus on taking action. Focus on taking action. Habit formation is the process by which a behavior becomes progressively more automatic through repetition. The amount of time you have been performing a habit is not as important as the number of times you do that or you do the habit. Habits can be completed in a few seconds, but impact of that habit can continue for minutes or hours or even days later. Now, many habits occur at a decisive moment. Example, choices that are like at a fork or a junction in the road. They either take you on a progressive day or the opposite. So, the ultimate way to lock in future behavior is to automate your behaviors. One-time choices like buying a good mattress or enrolling in an automatic saving plan, these are single actions that automate your future habits and deliver increasing returns over time. Using technology to change our habits or effect our change in our habits is one of the most effective ways we can always use. Now, the last and the fourth law of behavior change is to make it satisfying. To make it satisfying. Now, we are more likely to repeat a behavior when the experience is satisfying. The human brain evolved to prioritize immediate rewards over delayed rewards. The first three laws, which are make it obvious, make it attractive, and make it easy, increase the odds or the chances that a behavior will be performed this time. But this fourth law, increase the chances, which is make it satisfying, increase the chances that we repeat that good habit that we want to imbibe. So this is very important. This fourth law is very important. Do not break the chain. Never miss twice. If you miss one day, try to get back on track as quickly as possible. The inversion of the fourth law of behavior change is make it unsatisfying. So we are less likely to repeat a bad habit that is painful or unsatisfying. An accountability partner can create an immediate cost of inaction. So we can get somebody's help with us, a partner that can always tell us that what you've done is not okay or what you've done is okay. Having an accountability partner would always help us get or imbibe a good habit or leave that habit. Now, if you can't play a game that favors your strengths. If you can't find a game that favors you, then create one. The greatest threat to success is not failure, but boredom. Boredom. As habits become routine, they become less interesting and less satisfying. Yet, let us listen to this quote. Professionals stick to the schedule, while amateurs let life get in the way. Professionals stick to the schedule, while amateurs let life get in the way. Your future is without doubt bright, and yet, of course, in the nature of things, the future is uncertain. Our politics are in the state of dysfunction. The nation's debt continue to accrue. The threatening crisis of forex rate, crude rates and supply, petroleum products rates and supply, the surge in insecurity, banditry, separatism, and more importantly, corruption never seems to dissipate, unfortunately. Yet so, if you find a path with no obstacles, it probably doesn't lead anywhere. If you find a path with no obstacles, it probably doesn't lead anywhere. So before I wrap up, I'd like to have three things to share with you. One, a hadith, and two stories. Now, I'll start with the story. Have you heard about Kunle, the lion heart biker? Some 6 weeks ago, this man set a goal to travel the journey, the stretch from London to Lagos on a bike, and he made it. And he didn't make it in a normal way. He did it very well. He was very successful. And when he was asked, what did he answer? He said he spent the last year learning how to vulcanize, how to repair his bike, and all of these things. Those little habits and those little things he learned made him accomplish what seemed impossible, thanks to the atomic habits of planning, fixing, and studying little goals. Now, the second story is Muhammad Sina. In 2016, Muhammad is a Chinese little young lad who biked on a bicycle from all the way into Saudi Arabia to perform Hajj. He reportedly left his home in Xinjiang in northwest of China and cycled around 8,150 kilometers to arrive at the western city of Taif. Again, could this be possible at the surge of newfound energy, or is it a consistent system of atomic habits? Lastly, The hadith I would like to share with you is reported by Abu Huraira in Sunan Ibn Majah. He said, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, take up good deeds only as much as you are able, for the best deeds are those done regularly, even if they are few. While I leave you to ponder about this hadith, it is important to stress at this outset that behind each and every one of you is a story of a family and friends, of parents who nourished and sacrificed, of grandparents, uncles, aunts who supported and sustained them, of brothers, sisters, cousins and friends who stood by them and with them, of partners, of spouses, of children and other loved ones who strengthened and inspired them. Let us also honor the faculty of this school who sit before you today. It has been their responsibility to educate you. They have offered you their passion for their sciences, and in the process they have forever altered the horizon in which you shall sail forward in your life. Let us now, as they are assembled all together, thank them also. We might take this moment also to thank those many members of the alumni and the community who have worked so hard to make your time here comfortable and secure. They have also performed a myriad of other services of which you and I might or might not be aware of. To all of you, thank you. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum.
Can we give him a standing ovation, please? Can we give him a standing ovation? Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. On behalf of the University Advancement Center and the Alumni Association, we thank our brother, Mr. Mohammed Rashid, for the wonderful and engaging lecture that he has just delivered. I was informed that the questions he asked the students were not for free, but sadly we have allowed him to go with his money. Let me state very clearly that the few minutes he spent with us is an invaluable time. There is nothing that quantifies what he has given to us. And for the sake of some of us who could not catch up with this presentation, the YouTube version is available on the Al-Hikmah YouTube as well as Facebook pages that we can always go back to and listen to. So this is for the sake of those of us that probably did not catch up with the presentation, as well as those that are not here. So once again, we thank him for his time, for the lecture delivered, the quality speech, the engagement, and everything he has given us today. So before we move on to the second lecture of the day, let me quickly introduce the presence of the boss, the presence of the registrar of Al-Hikmah University, Dr. Kazim Adebayo Oladimeji. You are welcome, sir. That is the registrar of Al-Hikmah University. Also, we had with us earlier the university bossa, Mr. Hafiz O. Omani. Now, to move on to the next lecture for the day, let me quickly read the profile of the second guest lecturer who shall be addressing us also on a very interesting topic. He is by name Mr. Paul Alaje. Mr. Paul Alaje, may I request that you rise on your feet, sir? Thank you very much. So this is our second guest lecturer for today, Mr. Paul Alaje. He is a senior economist and also a partner with SPM Professionals and is equally the principal partner of Arith and Paul Limited. He is a fellow of the International Management Consultant Board, that's the FIMCB, which is situated in the US. He is also a fellow of the Institute of Economists, that's the FCE, here in Nigeria. Mr. Paul is equally a business, financial, and economic development consultant. He's a graduate of economics, a graduate of economics from the prestigious OAU. Who knows what OAU is? OAU for 1,000? OAU? 1,000? Nobody? Should I keep my money? OAU is what? Alright. That's 10 marks for all of you, irrespective of your department. So our guest lecturer is a graduate of the prestigious Obafemi Awolowo University in Ile-Ife, Osun State. He holds a master's degree from MSBM School of Business in the UK. So we have an international man standing before us. From the year 2013 to 2019, Mr. Paul and his team developed and transformed more than 2,000 businesses, 85% of which are MSMEs. MSMEs, anybody for 1,000? MSMEs, who knows what that means? Economic team, MSMEs. All right, 2,000. I have kept my money in my pocket. Minus the 5 mark, the 10 mark I gave you earlier, minus 5 marks. So, Mr. Paul is an achiever. Is someone you can say is a pathfinder, is an achiever. Because with the support of several government agencies, such as the Abuja Enterprises Agency, the Central Bank of Nigeria, and many others, he and his team have achieved far more successes than we can talk about here. Mr. Paul is touching nations, not just Nigeria. He has gone beyond the shores of this country. He's touching lives and, in fact, destinies of so many indigent people and hopeless people with his teaching, his developmental strides, as well as through his various media, talking about the radio, the television, the print and social media, conferences, among others. Mr. Paul Alaje is one of the highest contributors to national economic development in Nigeria today. And you look at him, he's a very young man. He doesn't even have gray hair like me. But what he has done within the short period of his lifespan is more than what generations have done. Mr. Paul today is at the forefront of the discussion on economic thinking in Nigeria. He was awarded the Economist of the Year by the Institute of Economics in 2016 and 2019. So he won the award twice, the Economist of the Year. Al-Hikmah University has caught a big fish. Distinguished Entrepreneurship Award of the Year in 2017 by the National Association of Technical and Vocational School Proprietors of Nigeria. He also had the award of Community Action in 2016. He got the Nigerian Meritorious Award for Community Action. Mr. Paul and his team have chosen professional services, economic development, revenue generation, media, finance and investment, pharmaceutical, real estate, manufacturing, and aeronautics as sectors of interest to better human lives. Mr. Paul, who is standing before us, is not only a teacher, but is also an author. Mr. Paul has a background in economics, management, and finance. He has also been consulted at various times for governments at various levels. He has been consulted by government agencies, by financial institutions, by aviation firms, by manufacturing companies, and MDAs, as well as corporations both locally and in the abroad. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, may I now invite to present his lecture titled Prospects for Graduates of Nigerian Private Universities, an author, a developmental economist, Mr. Paul Alaji.
Assalamu alaikum. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, the Deputy Vice Chancellor, the Principal Officers, the Bossa, I want to stand on existing protocol. The great guest speaker, I was really elated by the presentation you made earlier, and I believe that the students of this prestigious university have been impacted. The leadership of the university, I want to thank you for inviting me. I was really fascinated by the good work that is going on here, and I hope that from Ilorin, we are going to radiate through the fabrics of Nigeria and bring our nation to a better place. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and my friends. My name is Paul Alaji. Today I'll be speaking on the prospects for graduates of Nigerian private university. And my slide will be projected. I think I can see it. And I will want you to follow me very carefully. The question is, so I want the person projecting to follow my hand. When I roll my hand, you move to the next slide, please. And if you are too fast, I will let you know, instead of saying next slide. So the question is there a prospect at all? Is there a prospect at all? I'm as young as you are, so I will be stepping down. So just let me give them the next one. I will be stepping down. I have some cash here. And this cash, I want to give it out. Let me ask, who wants it? Let me add to it. Maybe that is not enough. Who wants it? I'm still asking. Who wants this cash? Who wants it? Who wants this money? The money is here, but I don't know who wants it. Let me add to it. This one is a smaller denomination. Who wants the money? Who wants it? Who wants it? Now come. You see, life will not give to you what you deserve. It will give you what you bargain for. Listen, all of you in front were seated. You are looking at opportunity. Only one person was willing to come from it, and he came from the back. Hold on. While you are seated at the back, and some are seated in front, you are waiting for me to give you opportunity. He even stood up, saw the opportunity, but was afraid to come for it. Only lions. What did I say? We are humans, but our hearts must be as strong as the heart of lion. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for him. My demonstration, can I have your attention now? I may still have more later. Now, my demonstration is to show you that in the school of life, there is no difference. If there is anything, private university in Nigeria have more advantages. Because as I talk to you, ASU is on strike. But are you in class? You are in class. You are in school. You are in session. When you are done with university, your colleagues that you enter public university, you enter university together. If you get a job from public service or any institution, you will certainly be their senior. Because you would have been engaged before those in public university they get employed. So you would have been engaged and there will be nothing that step down for somebody in public university to come. So you have a lot of opportunities. There is a lot of prospect. My question is, will you be willing to go for that opportunity? Will you be willing to fight for it? I don't know what your fears are. We all had fears. Over a decade ago when I left the university, I was looking for opportunity. I left University of Ife. I was not just a student. I need your attention, please. Hello? We can achieve silence in this auditorium. Hello? Please, I came in from Abuja because I believe that your destinies must be great. I therefore need your attention. Please, 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 please. Yes, the people at the back, we need you to please give us your attention. So I said, life will not give to you what you deserve. Whether you are male or female, whether you are in public university or private university, you must fight for it. I remember when I left the university. Before I left the university, I was student union president. How can a person finish from Obafemi Awolowo University and became the student union president and was among the best graduating students of the department but had no job? No job. Eventually, the job I had to do was to be a taxi driver. And I did that for some time. But you see, opportunities may be in a rough ground. When you see a raw diamond, you may not recognize it. When you see a raw gold, you may not recognize it. And I was doing the work over and over. I saw somebody got into my vehicle and he said, you know economics so much. Would you like to be a lecturer? Maybe you just go to the university environment. What certificate do you have? I presented my certificate and all the programs I've done. You know, long story short, I started lecturing in the university there in Abuja. But I made myself available. I was willing to step out. Tell your neighbor, step out. Opportunities will not wait for you. Opportunity is always there. Let me ask you this afternoon. Please, with the show of hand, if you have microphone, please let me pass it. Is Alhaji Aliko Dangote in this hall today? No, just raise your hand. Microphone. Microphone. Extra mic. Alhaji Aliko Dangote is in this meeting today. Who has microphone? Yes. Is he here?
Yes, he's here.
Wait. What to do? Is Alhaji Aliko here?
Yes, he's here.
He said yes. Who said no? Who believe he's not here? Who believe Alhaji Aliko is not here? You believe so? Okay. Some people believe so. You believe he's here. Yes. You will show us later. Inshallah. Okay, so is Alhaji Abdul Samad, the owner of Bua, is he in this meeting today? Abdul Samad. Huh? Please, this man said he's the owner of Bua. If you are the owner of Bua, you will not be here. So tell me why you said that Aliko Dangote is here. Let me hear from you. Please, silence. Yes.
Because his prosperous career, we are experiencing it here, like an artist said, Modern Gote, cement will not be called laying. So yeah, mashallah.
Please listen, please. Let's go to the next slide, please. Next slide. I need the person behind the PowerPoint to really help me. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Next one. So please listen. Can you see this block? What is holding us here? Aliko Dangote is not here, but without him, we cannot be in this room. True of us. How many of you have glow sim, glow line? without Mike Adenuga starting Globacom, there is no way we can communicate. Are we together? Now, when you leave the university, whose problem are you going to solve? Hello? Whose problem are you going to solve? And I need you to talk to me. I want somebody to tell me, whose problem do you want to solve? Okay, so somebody is raising a hand. I need you to participate. Tell me, what kind of problem would you would you solve? Let's listen to her, please. Whose problem are you going to solve?
Your family problem.
Family problem, okay? Please put your hands together for her, but that does not mean she's right or wrong. I will tell you if she's right or wrong later. Again, I've given you two examples. The richest Nigerian and the richest African is Alhaji Aliko Dangote. Why? Alhaji Aliko Dangote does not have a PhD. But Alhaji Aliko Dangote solved problems better than all of us in Africa. Why? Because without him, we cannot have a building. How many of you want to have a house of your own? Raise up your hand, let me see. That means all of you want to give money to Dangote. Are you following me now? That is the future. How many of you will like to be talking on your phone all the time? You want to communicate with America and all the places. That means you want to give your money to who? Mike Adenuga. Who will give you money? It is the person's problem you want to solve that they will be giving you. So who wants to solve a problem, and what kind of problem is it? Am I provoking you to think now? Huh? Some people say they are still not thinking. Are we thinking now? Cogito ergo sum. I think, therefore I exist. Whose problem do we want to solve? It's only our sisters that are speaking. Can I have one brother? Microphone. Okay, he's giving it to a sister already. Whose problem do you want to solve? Somebody wants to solve family problem. Whose problem do you want to solve?
The people's problem.
What is the problem? Which one?
I produce materials so that people can buy.
I didn't get that.
That solve the people's problem.
I can't hear her very well. Yes.
The people's problem. By producing goods so that they can.
See, that is generic. In Dangote, we know Dangote does cement. Okay, so you have to be very specific. Hold on. How many of you have eaten this morning? Did you eat yesterday? Was there salt in your food yesterday?
Yes.
Each time you took salt, who are you giving money?
Dangote.
So, whose problem are you solving? Please bring the mic. This is my brother. I want to speak. He wants to speak. Let's hear from him. Put your hands together for her. She did well. So I want to guide you into. Okay, so speak with us.
Solving the needs of people.
What is the need?
Yes.
No, do not be generic.
Okay.
You must say what you love to do.
Okay.
What you are convinced to do.
Okay. Rendering service to people.
What is the service?
Giving them phone on credit while they get a phone.
You want to give them phone on credit? Yes.
While they pay back instrumentally.
That makes. Please put your hands together for him. That's a fantastic one. Listen. Many years ago when I left the university, I had a friend. Very good, very brilliant guy. Second class upper economics department. I will not mention his name because this is on YouTube. 10 years after, I was in the city of Ibadan with one of my colleagues. And they told me that, Paul, you need to help our friend. And I said, what is wrong with him? Tell me, what is his problem? They mentioned to me that they just found him in one block industry, molding block, working as a staff. I said, nothing is wrong with being a staff. But how much is he paid? They said, every week, our friend is paid next to nothing. So I picked my phone. I collected his number and I called him. Friend, what is going on? He said, He has all the book in the head, but he finds it very difficult to translate it to what can make him earn money in the marketplace. So we are here today. You know, everything they have taught you in class, they are really good. Without them, I can't. They form part of my life, what they taught me in school. But it is not sufficient. You now need to carry wisdom to translate what you have been taught in class so that it can be useful for you in the marketplace. When you graduate, you will not need to resume in school by 8 a.m. But if you don't show up at work by 8 a.m., they will sack you. So if you have been missing classes, you will also go to work late. You see why it's good to go to work early, to go to class early? Because it's the same thing. If they ask you to submit assignments, but you want to graduate, what you forgot to understand is that you will need to submit reports in the office. And these reports are time-bound. The way your assignments are time-bound. Are we together? So we need to pay all the attention to it because this is a phase. It will soon pass. So the future is now. And the future depends on what you do today. If you don't plan today well, the truth is that you are going to miss out. You may miss out on the future. So each day, ask yourself, what are you doing today? If you have a pen, please write. Write, what are you doing today that will add to your future? Which step are you taking today that will bring you closer to that future? Because that future is closer than you think. It's closer than you think. I said, what steps? Tell me the steps you are taking today. And those steps must be make you get closer to your future. But you need to be afraid of some, you need to be careful of some things. Number one thing you need to be careful of our friends. There are 4 types of friends. How many types? Somebody say 4 types of friends. The first one is addition. Those friends are always adding to you. They tell you, let's go and read. Let's go and study. They tell you about the future. The second one are always subtraction. They are taking away from you. If you check your friends around, which one is adding, which one is taking? The third friends are multiplying to your life. They will carry your matter on their head as though it's their destiny. Do you have people like that? But the fourth one, they always tell you you cannot make it. Those are division friends. You could not choose your father. Who chose his father here? If you ask somebody to, you chose your father. You could not choose your father, you could not choose your mother, but you have power to choose your friends. Unfortunately, most people are choosing their friends wrongly. Write those friends that are minus and division and say bye-bye to them. Because you have the power. Friends that calls you from morning till evening, you are not discussing anything. Let me tell you what they discuss with you. On Saturday, on your phone, what they watch is Manchester versus Manchester United versus Chelsea. Tottenham, you see them? And for ladies, it is the word. Extraordinary. Let me tell you something. I know that guys will say that see Ronaldo and Messi, they are their boys. My boy, see Ronaldo. The truth is that see Ronaldo can buy us and our villages. Why will you take money that is you earn it, or our parent has given us, will now give it to people that are already rich by going to watch football? Meanwhile, you are supposed to focus on your own career and your future. Let me say this to you. He that watches too much of television cannot appear on it. If you watch too much of television, you can't appear on television. Never. So the future is here, and you need to start today. When do you need to start? In fact, you should have started 20 years ago. But from today, what would you do? Who would you meet? What books would you read? Let's continue, please. Let's be fast with it. I don't have so much time. It's a brand new word. It's a word without wars. What is the meaning of www? Worldwide, but I call it a word without wars. See, your competitors are not in the University of Ilorin. No. Your competitors, they are in Kent University. Because you want to be a global player. You don't want to be a local player. Your competitors are in Harvard. How can you bring a superior product, maybe an app? Somebody brought an app, he called it hotel.ng. All the hotels in Nigeria, he put it inside. Anytime you want to travel, you go to his app, hotel.ng. Let me shock you. How many of you have heard about Paystack? Paystack. Paystack was built by two people. They were less than 30 years old. They sold the app. If you have your phone or your calculator, bring it out. They sold the app for $200 million. Two young people. Two young Nigerians. Two young Nigerians. They were coding. And they sold the app. How much? The information I'm giving you is online. You can find it online. They sold it $200 million. Who will buy your idea? Who will buy it? So I want to leave you provoked to taking action, so you know that your life matters more, even to you. Are we together? So look at it. When federal government wanted to support Nigerian youth, all of us saw what happened during NSAS. Not so. Government said they want to support all the Nigerian youth. That is everybody in this hall and me. We know we have our fathers. We can't call them youth. But all of us, guess how much government gave? Multiply 200 by 500. What will he give you? 200 million times 500 naira. To know the amount in naira, how much is that? Your calculator cannot carry it. How much is that? 200 times 500, 200 million times 500 for two people. How much is that? 100,000 million.
Where am I?
Any idea? Nobody? So this is where I'm going. Please listen. The money federal government gave to all the youths to support them is lower than the money two Nigerians got from their app. Paystack. Most times when you are traveling and you want to board, you want to pay for an airline ticket, you see Paystack. That's what those guys built. So who is going to buy your idea? When you are leaving the university, I wish people at the back can listen. Look at them. I wish people at the back can listen. Because in life, after 20 years, there will be a difference. There will be a difference. 10 years, there will be a difference. All of us will go to heaven. But on earth, this earth, as far as this earth, we have to understand some dynamics, how things work. Let's continue, please. You have to, okay, hold on here. Hold on here. Nigeria is a oil-rich country. True or false? I was in Dubai last month, between April and May. And I saw that Dubai also has oil. Maybe not as much as we have. But you see one building, Burj Khalifa, in downtown, in Dubai. That is United Arab Emirates. In Nigeria, every day we are producing oil. But according to government official, 80% of our oil have been stolen. 80%. Where is the impact? I need 3 people with phones to come out. I want to show you something. 2 sisters, 2 brothers, come with your phone. This is a university. So I believe that you'll be able to process some things I will tell you. 2 brothers here. 2 sisters, please come. The other side, with your phone. Don't be shy, just come with your phone. Whether it's fine or not, we are not going to laugh at you. No. I want them to see your phone. Okay, let's assume the sisters don't want to come. Do we have phones? Maybe we should have 2 more brothers with their phones then, if no sister is coming. Okay? Let's clap for them. You stay here, then you join them here. I need extra microphone. Please clap for her. Sometimes we need to encourage our sisters. I need an extra microphone. I want to show you, does oil really matter? The oil we talk about, does it really matter? And that is why you need to develop your own idea. My extra microphone. Extra microphone. Thank you so much. How much is your phone? Don't be shy, don't worry. How much is your phone?
50,000.
Huh?
50,000.
Not to me, to your colleagues.
50,000.
50,000. Please, somebody should write it down. 50,000. Please. Hello.
Hello.
Dollar. Thank you so much, sir. Please take this one, sir. Hold it. Dollar is about 600 naira. But let's say 500 naira. 50,000 divided by 500. How much is that? I need you to participate. How much is that? 50,000 divided by 500. Press your phone. Chorus it. 100. So you are $100. How much? How much is your own?
75,000.
75,000. Please don't say it's not funny. 75 divided by 500. How much is that? So you are 150. You are what? 100. $150. Yes, talk to me. How much is your phone?
105.
105. 105 divided by 100, by 500. How much in dollars? $210. Tell me about your own. No, talk to the mic. Let them hear you.
90,000.
90,000 divided by 500. How much is that? $180. Don't forget your price, oh. How much is your own?
10,000.
10,000. Don't worry, don't worry. Fingers are not equal. Don't worry, don't worry. 10,000 divided by 500 is what? $20. Please let me hold this up. Now, how much is a barrel of crude oil? See, a barrel of crude oil is not 1 liter. It's a barrel. Those days, is it gorodom? They call it in Yoruba language. Drum. A drum of crude oil that all of us in Nigeria depends on. How much is it? Today, it's about 110, 120
dollars.
How much is your phone?
$120.
105.
This man's phone is more than 1 barrel of crude oil. Hold on. And it is not a country that makes it, it's a company that makes it. Each time he's making call, he's using 1 barrel to make calls, 2 barrels to make calls. Listen. Now, companies that this is made from, I don't know the name of the phone, they continue to develop brains like this university is developing your brain, so that when they graduate, they can have people that can make impact. When the company employ people, who will they employ? You had better face your studies. You had better face your studies so that you will not come out and be blaming government. Your phone is how much in dollars? Our phone, my sister's phone here, is more than 1 barrel of crude oil. Now check yourself. Just look around. Check everybody. You are all carrying 1 or 2 barrels as phones.
More than 5 barrels. You are.
How many? Hold on. How much? It's not funny. Now, do you think Nigeria now, if we are just, please listen, look at us in this auditorium. Imagine the entire Nigeria. Over 100 million mobile phones that we are buying, we are using. So is our problem crude oil or not using our brain? How I wish we will support young people, and young people should show forth that they can do it. Not yahoo yahoo, not yahoo yahoo, not yahoo yahoo. I was in one university to talk, and I told them that yahoo yahoo will not help them. They were throwing chairs. Not yahoo yahoo. I am showing you when you leave university what you can do. Easy. Please clap for all of them. Clap for all of them. Can you see opportunities now? Hello? Can you see opportunities now? Let's see, if you don't take opportunities, let me tell you what will happen to you. Am I permitted, sir? I need 5 people, 5 new 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 people. Please come. Let's go to the next slide. 5 new people. Please come, please come, please come, please come, please come. 5. 5.
2 females, 3 guys. Thank you.
It's okay. Okay, so let us assume that this is President Muhammadu Buhari. Are we paying attention?
What's the job, Baba?
Do we have, please listen, do we have economic student here? Economic student, raise your hand. Or finance? They are not here. Okay, correct. Now, what I want to show you is in monetary economics. What did I call it? So follow me. Why people are poor even when they go to school and why you should not be. I will show you. What did I call his name? No, this man. Don't laugh at him, oh. Please come to this side, sir. Clap for him. Central Bank Governor. Please clap for her. GT Bank MD. Clap for her. GT Bank MD. Do you remember their names? Follow me carefully. Follow me carefully. Alhaji Aliko Dangote. Clap for him. Everybody like that one, no? My assistant, please give me my handkerchief. My assistant. I go resemble you when I grow up. Okay, she didn't bring it. It's fine. Now, this handsome looking boy will represent all of us. Hold on. What is our name? How many of you have bank accounts? Now, this boy, please listen, is we are all depositing money in the bank. Not so? Are we all depositing money in the bank? This is our representation. He's our representative. So his name is Depositor. Thank you so much. His name is what? Depositor. Say Depositor. So, you will not say anything. Just be following me. When we elected the President Buhari, he will say, fellow Nigerian, don't worry. I'm going to create jobs for everybody. I will assure you that jobs will be created. Now, he's the president. True or false? So, his job is to give us hope. His job is to make us believe in our nation. And I think the president has been trying his best. Even though things may be too much. But no president will hate his country. Don't tell me you don't like him. I will not agree with you. No president will hate his country. So this is the president. He has spoken. The moment president speaks, CBN government will be shaking. The president said he wants to create job. What can I do? Now, who is the CBN governor? Okay, go to where I place you. Don't come here. Please come, Elijah. Now, this is the central bank governor. Come, and read the way I put you. The central bank governor will now say, the president wants more jobs to be created. Not so. What he will do is, what can I do? If we reduce interest rates, technically speaking, we call it NPR. When we reduce NPR, more banks will be able to give more loans to people. So when you see central bank saying we want to go for MPC meeting, you are a university student, monetary policy committee, when they are meeting to determine monetary policy rates. Those meetings, they are not for joke, so you know the meaning. Then the central bank governor will call all the banks represented by Ajia now, by this Elijah. What will this my sister do? They have reduced interest rate. They will now be calling for business people. Not so. They will call people that don't have business Will they call people that are not having businesses? Who will they call? This man is a depositor. This man is a businessman. Out of the two of them, who will the bank call to come and collect cheap loan? Aliko Dangote. Now when they call Aliko will say thank you very much, no problems. We want to buy trailers to be moving our cement from one point to the other. Once they give him the billions, hundreds of billions of naira, see what he does. Aliko will now advertise who wants to drive the truck. Have you seen Aliko truck before? Watch what happens. The money the bank wants to lend out, who are the people that put the money there? Depositors. You know, all of us, we are depositors. Who are the people that put the money there? Depositors. They will then carry depositors' money and give to business people. Well, when the businessman gets the money, he wants to employ people. Who will he employ? Are we together? You can clap. He will employ depositors. Now, this depositor will now be working under Dangote. You guess what will happen? Please listen. Please listen. I need your attention. After some time, maybe after a year, Aliko will go back to the bank. GT Bank, madam, we have done business, we have made money, please take your money back. But how many people have you employed? He said, I've employed 20 graduates, 25,000 graduates. The bank will run to CBN. That policy is good. We were able to employ. They will tell the president. President will say, Kai, me, I tell you, Nigerian, that we are going to employ FIFU. As the president employ people through his policy, yes. Because he's the one that told central bank to reduce interest rates. Not so? So yes, please, can you appreciate the president? Hold on. As the central bank made good policy for jobs to be created, yes. As the bank giving out money to businessman, will bank make high interest from the money? Yes. As Aliko Dangote do more businesses, will it grow? When this man wants to collect interest, and this is where you need to start listening to me now. When this man wants to start collecting interest on the money he has deposited, all the interest, they will use SMS alert cost to collect it back. True or false? Who is the winner? Who is the loser? Is the president the loser? He will win second term. That's why President Buhari won second term. CBN governor will go for second term. That's why he went for second term. Guaranteed Trust Bank will become bigger. Aliko Dangote will become richer. But who is the loser? Who are the depositors? So for you not to remain a depositor, when you leave school, which business are you going to start? Can you write it down? Please clap for all of them. Do we understand the illustration? Please go and sit down. Thank you so very much. Yes. Tell me, what business would you start? What kind of business? What business are you starting? Hold on, don't worry, just sit down. Because of time, I don't know how much I have. You need to do your best right now, and your best is not enough. That best is not enough. I can see that something has entered. Our mouth is about to speak when the gifts are going on. I wish we can do this after. Let's continue, please. Let's continue, please. Next slide. I don't know how much of time I have. Now, one source is too small for life. One source of income is too small for life. Go to school, do your best, but when you leave school, what skills do you have? Which other skill do you have? Should we give them a little time to settle down? Thank you so much, sir. Always, I have a problem with time. It's not always my friend. And time is already protesting that I should go. It's okay. Let's move forward. Let's move forward. Let's get to the more important part. Let's move forward. Let's move forward. Don't worry about this. Hold on. The economy is green. Somebody said the economy is green. Last month in UAE, I met a friend of mine who asked if I can help build an app, or if I know anybody who is a programmer. Guess how much a programmer in UAE was going to be paid? $3,000. 3,000 times 500. How much is that? How much is that? 1.5. Not for a year or for 1 month. See, Nigeria is still green. A lot of things have not happened in Nigeria at all. In the next 5-10 years, everything, most things in our businesses and even in education will be automated. So that ICT sector, it's a major sector that is green. Very, very green. That we have not done so much about right now. What skill do you have? See, there are people and there are endangered species. What did I say? Please listen, please listen, please listen to me. There are people, human beings, and there are endangered species. Endangered species are species that are going into extinction. In year 2000, there is a place in Oshodi where we used to type our document. Typewriter, pa, pa, pa. They will bounce it, pa. It will roll. Type again. When last did you see a typewriter? Eh? Alaja, you just saw a typewriter? When last did you see a typewriter? When last? It's been a long time. Hold on. If someone's skill is to only be to operate that manual typewriter, that person is endangered. He has gone into extinction. What skill do you have? Today, people have gone to the moon and returned. People have developed different innovation, different things. When I was in the university, I cannot go to the next branch of my bank to withdraw money. It has to be that particular branch. Today, I can put money in Abuja without even going to bank. On my phone, I can send money. What are you able to do? Skill is the difference. Somebody says skill is the difference. What skill do you have? What can you do better than others? What skill do you have? The economy is green. There is so much opportunities. A lot of people say Nigeria is bad. I want to japa. I want to run away. Meanwhile, I have seen foreigners coming to Nigeria. When you go to our international airports, and listen to this, please. When you go to our international airports, Lagos and Abuja, you will see black men running towards departure lounge. They want to run away. But when you cross to arrival, you see foreigners running into Nigeria. You know the problem? Nigerians are not seeing some opportunities in their own land that foreigners are seeing and they are coming to optimize. What can you see? Let me tell you what I just did, and I have my assistant here to testify to it. In year 2000, who can tell me a major event that happened in 2020? One major event that happened in 2020 was what? COVID-19. So they locked us up. I was in my house in Abuja. I was angry with myself. I couldn't do anything. COVID-19. Lockdown. And the president will come. I hereby extend for another 2 weeks. I say, President, you are my padio. He said, for the sake of life, I hereby extend for another 1 week. As I was at home, I now saw that people that produce food, they are going out. People are still eating rice. They are still eating Indomie. Not so. So it means that if I'm not careful, this my business may go into extinction. The next thing I did, I started looking at how to set up a rice mill. When the lockdown was over, I started putting money together. Last year, August, I sent money to India. And you see, life is about challenges sometimes. My goods were supposed to arrive in December. It did not arrive. I was partially depressed for 2 weeks. But you know the good news? On Monday, the rice mill milled the first set of rice, 50 kg, with capacity of 1,000 bags a day. Guess who will buy it? You will buy it. You will eat it. Anytime you buy rice, who are you giving money? Me. Who will give you your own money? Look at the biscuit you are eating. Who are you giving money? Chi. The Chi. The man is not a Nigerian, he's a German. He came to this country where many people are running away. Have you seen Big Bull? It's a rice. It's a brand of rice. It's the same Chi that owns it. Wakot. When I was young and I was in the university in Ife, I started studying opportunities. I started studying people's life. I started reading autobiography of people. How many people have you studied? Who do you want to be like and surpass? Who are your role models? Who? I remember I was going to join an industry, and I asked myself and my colleague who wanted to change our career path. And one of the things I consider is that I have not seen anyone in that industry that is as financially stable as I wanted. I did not join them. Who is your mentor? Let's proceed, please. Let's proceed. I've spoken about that. Hold on here. No, go back. Yes. Find a mentor. Who is your mentor? Who is that person that will show you the path to life? It could be your parents. It could be your siblings. It could be your brother. It could be your lecturers. It could be here in the university. It could be outside the university. But who is that person that is worthy of emulation? That's a role model. Someone that is worthy of emulation. Who is that person? You need to write it down if you already know. You can write it down if you already know. Who is that person? If you don't know, you need to find a mentor. And I believe that the university has guiding and counseling. Please stand up, madam. Please, let's put our hands together for madam. If you don't have a role model, please talk to her. Or if you have and you want to be sure, talk to madam. Just talk to her. She can guide you. Because you need to be guided correctly now. When you get out there, nobody has your time again. It's too late. Please sit down, man. I was speaking with corpers, youth corpers in Abuja camp. I was speaking with them. And I said, you have only 1 year. After the 1 year service period, unfortunately, nobody will remember you again. And guess what? In my set, they said we should come and learn entrepreneurship. I should come and learn how to mix soap, green soap and yellow soap. I said, is this what I'll use my destiny to do? But because it was compulsory, I have to learn how to mix soap. But I quickly left it. So, the person you want to be, who is that person that is already it? Or who is that person that is becoming it that can guide you? You don't need to see them and be shaking their hands and be talking to them. If it's email, send them email. If you have questions about life, you can send it to them. And with the guidance of Madam here, I believe you will have a good route, a good route to success. There is no success without discipline. None. You cannot be successful if you are not disciplined. So whether you are in private university or public university, without self-discipline, you cannot achieve anything. Yoruba says that the money a child receives at first, he uses to eat akara. It is the one that is not disciplined. The disciplined child will understand investment. Of everything that comes to your hand, how disciplined are you? With time. You see, your future cannot be better than how well you can manage time. If you cannot manage time well, unfortunately, time is going. I remember a man that passed on. The man was given birth to in 1940, and he died in 2020. So they brought out his obituary. Mr. ABC, 1940-2020. You see that dash? All the prayers when his colleagues were going to mosque, he refused to pray. It's in that dash. All the degree he refused to collect is in that dash. All his aspiration in life is in that dash. I want to ask you, when you go, what do you want us to remember you for? Nigeria is not good. You may be right. The question is, what solution are you going to give us? Let me give you numbers. 17 million people. 17 million housing gap, rather, is what we have. Do you want to go into real estate and solve the problem for us? You don't need to pray to be rich. You will naturally be wealthy. If you solve problem better than others, and you are not too young to start. Zuckerberg was how old when he solved the problem of Facebook? Very recently, we have seen Jack, the owner of Twitter, wanting to sell to Elon Musk. How much? $44 billion. Put it on your calculator. Multiply by 500, then you know what we are talking about. Your calculator will blow. Multiply it. That's a human being. See, the color of your skin is not your limitation. Your background is not a reason for your back to be on the ground. It's not a reason. Can you see it? Can you believe it? You will achieve it. If you can see it and believe it, you will achieve it. Sometimes pains will come. Sometimes it will not be easy. Sometimes you need to just sit down and read again for that exams. It's not that the lecturer hates you. It is because the pain you endure on this campus is lower than the one you endure out there. There you cannot make any gain without going through pains. Let me tell you something. It's only a 419 that will tell you that when you scratch a 200 naira MTN recharge card, you win an aeroplane. You saw the advert. Show me who won the aeroplane. There was an advert, I think 2016. MTN said, scratch 200 naira recharge card and win an aeroplane. How many of you saw the advert? Who won the aeroplane? Nobody. Life is about process. Somebody say process. Somebody say process. Say, I will commit my time. Say, I will commit my time to productive activity. I will commit my time to productive activity. That's the way to become productive. Engage your time well. And one step after the other, you become successful. Because the generation after you, you see, the children we are giving birth today, you don't need to teach them how to use phone. They already know. Shabi, you learn how to use the phone. Those ones, you don't need to just give them the phone. They know where PJ Masks is a cartoon. They know where it is. They'll find it out. That's the generation after your own. How are you going to teach them? If you are not successful, they will not need to tell you. They will go on Facebook. They will just tag you. You know they can tag you on Facebook and Twitter. You don't need to do it. They will just tag you. That's the coming generation. So what difference are you going to make? I will leave you with a story. I will leave you with this story, and that's the last thing I will say here. The story of a man who wants to walk on waters. In the whole village, there is a river. Before you go to question, there is a river that separates two villages. So the king, the first village has his own king, the second village has his own king. But one man woke up one day and he said he wants to walk on waters. I think my time is up. Yes, sir. Let me just finish my story, then I will drop the microphone. He said he wants to walk on waters. And everybody in the village gathered. They said they want to see the man that wants to walk on water. So he went to the king and told the king, King, in the next 3 days, I will walk on water to the next village. And the king said, it's not possible. He said, King, I will do it, sir. He said, if you do it, I will share this kingdom into two, and I will give you my 3 daughters to marry. He was very happy. When he went home and told his wife said, you are a wicked man, because you want to take 3 more wives. Is that why you want to walk on waters? Guess what? 2 days after, he was at the river bank. The CNN of this world came. The Al Jazeera of this world. The NTA of this world. The Channels TV of this world. They all gathered with him. And they asked, oh, you want to walk on waters? And he said, yes. His wife started crying. He told them he will walk on water by 10 a.m. When it was 9:59, he put his first foot on waters. I could hear a deafening silence. Everywhere was quiet. And you know what? He took the first step, he went back. People said maybe he changed his mind. Then he refused. He put the first, he put the second, then he was walking. At a time, he was running on water. When he got to the next village, people said, come and be our king. He said he's going back. He's a man of his word. And he was using back to go back to his village, still on waters. When he returned to his village, people asked, how did you do it? For hundreds of years, nobody has attempted to walk on water. He said, I walked on water, and let me tell you, you can also walk on water. I walk on water because I know where the stones are in that water. There is a stone in life. Listen, in this life, there are places where there are stones. It may look like a mirage, like water, and you are scared. But when you follow a good mentor, it will show you where the stones are so that you can get to your destination. Thank you so very much. I love you all. I'll see you in future.
Can we give him a standing ovation, please? Can we all rise on our feet to appreciate Mr. Paul Alaje? Thank you very much. You can now sit down. We appreciate the efforts of Mr. Paul Alaje. I am sure that by the end of this presentation, you all agree with me that he is good at what he does. Like the first speaker, he was also engaging, motivating, enlightening, encouraging, persuading, and pushing us to go for the very best. And that there is no limit to what you can attain in life. There was something I picked from his presentation when he said, no success without discipline. And I just want you to look at 2 or 3 people in the world of football. Take a look at a certain player called Cristiano Ronaldo, a boy from a poor background in Madeira, Portugal. started playing his football in Portugal for Sports Leipzig, went to Manchester United. He was asked on his first interview, can you be the best player in the world? And he said yes, an 18-year-old boy. He left Man U in 2009 for Real Madrid as the best player in the world. In Real Madrid, he became world best player 4 times. And when you look at his age, he's 38 now. And the work rate on the field, he plays like an 18-year-old boy. Go and read his life history. What he eats, how he trains, how he conducts himself, no beer, no party, and so on and so forth. This is how far discipline can take you in life. Take a look at a certain player known as Zlatan Ibrahimovic, 41 years of age. Look at what he has attained at his age. Look at his work rate. One day he was injured. He was to be out for 3 months. Zlatan came back in 1 month. He was asked, a popular interview, how did you do it? He said, lions don't heal like humans. So he's a lion, he's a fighter. Zlatan is a black belter. A black belter in, what do you call this? Now, in karate. From karate to football. So we thank Mr. Paul. I want to call him Professor Paul for his presentation, for his motivation. May God grant you the strength to continue and to do better in life, to grow higher and greater. And may God return you back to your destination safely, and may He keep your family safe. We also pray for our brother, Mr. Muhammad Al-Rashad. We pray that Almighty Allah will return you back safely to your family. He will protect you, and He will grant you the best of this life and of the year after. Our time has been well spent. At Al-Hikmah University, we know we keep to time. Salat is fast approaching. Now, because of time, I will only accommodate 1 question per each of the lecturer. Just 1 question from the audience, 1 from the women, 1 from the men for each of the guest lecturer because of our time. Any person with a question? Or are we satisfied completely with the discussions that we don't even have questions agitating our mind? Can I have a loud yes? Thank you very much. Now we'll move to the next item, which is the closing remarks by the Vice Chancellor of Al-Hikmah University, Professor Noha Yusuf. Can we say Allah Akbar for the Vice Chancellor?
Once again, Salaam alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. As I said during my welcoming address, that today is a great day for us. A day when a dream was made true by Almighty Allah. The first ever role model lecture. And today, I'm sure all my children here, you would realize that we have made it a day. Yes or no? Yes. Because we have been well tutored on the pathway to success and how to make our role models. I only want to challenge us that from this lecture, let us begin to redirect our steps and our actions to imbibe what our lecturers have told us. Discipline, and that you can be whatever you want to be with determination, with prayers, and with focus. That's all. The man who walked on waters was through vision and through determination And through innovation, idea, innovation. And that's what the world is. Today's world is about ideas. So I appreciate our guest lecturers, Mr. Rashid and Mr. Paul Alaje, my very good friend. We appreciate both of you. As we are going, let me tell my children here that as a follow-up, very soon there will be an innovation hub. Can you repeat after me? An innovation hub. Innovation hub. Because today's world is the teacher world, and we cannot be left behind. So in this university, there will be a hub, a place, a location where we will put everything gathered there, where those who are willing to innovate, to share their ideas, will go and make it, and those people will make Al-Hikmah University proud. So very soon, you have that innovation hub, and to be replicated in all our 3 campuses. In addition to other things, and our lecturers, next week Thursday, there will be a workshop to be facilitated by one of our resource persons when we went for a conference at Uyo by all the vice chancellors of Nigerian universities. We're inviting that man who will be with us, and we'll discuss digital transformation, so that we know that you are our children. You have gone beyond us. What you need is digital. You are in the digital world, and we must go along with you. And by next Thursday, all your lecturers will be taken by this resource person, so that this university will become an innovation hub. And today's world, what do we say? We say smart cities, smart health, smart education, and smart campus. Inshallah, very soon, this university become a smart campus. Can we say Allah Akbar? On that note, I want to round up by appreciating all the resource persons and the guests of honor, Dr. Ibrahim Ajia, represented by Alhaji Mohammed Lewu. Maybe he was have one word for us as a goodwill message. Then the registrar will give vote of chance, and then we can now wrap up. So
I want to invite Alhaji Mohammed Lawal, who is here representing our guest of honor, Dr. Ibrahim Ajia, for a goodwill message. Can we please remain on our seats?
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وسلم. First of all, I must recognize in absentia our father, the founder of the university, Alhaji Ladimeji Gbaja, the VC of the university, Professor Noah Yusuf, the DVD, and the members of the management of the institution. Equally, it is important to recognize our guest lecturers today, Mr. Muhammad Al-Rashid, and so to say, the said professor, this I cannot say outside, Mr. Alaje, Paul Alaje, for a very beautiful work done here today. Equally, the students of the Al-Hikmah, I congratulate you for this great honor and opportunity given by the institution on the lecture delivered today. It is important to mention that Alhaji Ibrahim Ajia, though we are addressing my doctor, maybe the VC is willing to give him a doctoral award. I hope we'll take note of that. He's still Alhaji for now, and very soon, maybe if the school calls him to give him an award, we'll be glad to receive that. The guest speakers have done it. an equivalent job, a very good job on the topic so to tell today. But I will just add one or two things which have been embedded in their lectures. To be successful in life, we realize in the modern Nigeria, the jobs are no longer there. And that is why in the curriculum of the universities and their institutions, the entrepreneurial development are being embedded. And I think what Al-Hikmah University alumni is doing today is to let the students and others realize that they should look inward for development. If you want to be rich, I recall Mr. Laje said, who wants to be rich? When he asked about the profession people want to pursue here, the ovation we had last was about politics, because they know that is where the money is. But you cannot be a successful politician without having some ingredients. And one of those ingredients is integrity. The integrity matters a lot for businessmen. It's not even about money. If you have integrity, definitely you will make money. Because when people have confidence in you, people will always want to do business with you. If you don't have capital, I want to see for financial assistance from the bank, they will dwell on your character, which is about integrity too. And where to learn that is here. This is where to start, how to learn to be honest, to be sincere, to be trustworthy. It is in this school. And I'm sure Al-Hikmah University as it is today carries a very big name. And nobody will expect anything short of good character from the students of these schools, of this school. If anybody in other institutions does anything wrong, they could be pardonable. But here, because of the name and the region that is attached, people expect a lot from us. And I'm happy the students have shown greatly they are very good leaders, and they will be good leaders in the next few years. I've seen a lot of orderliness in them, which shows, okay. I've seen a lot of orderliness in them, which shows integrity. If it are some other places, you see people scrambling for what they have been sharing. But that has not really happened here. So on behalf of Alhaji Ajia, I want to thank the school for giving us this invitation, and to also register his apology that he's unavailably absent here because of the bulk of job he has in Abuja. Thank you, sir.
We appreciate our guest of honor, Alhaji Mohammed Lawal, for his motivational speech. May I now invite the registrar of Al-Hikmah University, Dr. K.A. Oladimeji, to give us the vote of thanks, while Sheikh Abu Rayyan gets ready for the closing prayer.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We should be very thankful to our guest speaker. First of all, I will also thank the management of this institution, Professor Yusuf, the DVC, and all the management staff with due protocol being observed. I will also thank our guest speakers and everybody that was invited today. I would like to chip in my own contribution. I'm very, very passionate about digitalization of the world that we are living in today. My profession is also, among others, data scientist. Digitalization, there is no way about it, and I will really encourage all the students to take as much as possible all the skill sets that is required, so that even they are not required to look for any white collar job. It is very, very our passion now with the new management, with me being on board, to push the management to let our students be equipped to all the skill sets they require to be successful once they complete their degree. We'll be having several vocational story training so that once they leave the school, even before they leave the school, they can apply for job not only in Nigeria but internationally to be competitive, the market out there, to increase their employability, so that even they can be here in Nigeria, they can work remotely and earn their income in forex, in dollar. This is very possible. So please, I encourage everybody to be listening, and time management is very, very important. Like the speakers have said, please use your time adequately. The time, you can't, any time passed, you can actually recover it. So it is very important. Don't waste your time on social media. You can even make a hub, that you can advise the management, this is the hub I make, we can make you to utilize it, and also you can earn your money from there. So please, I advise everybody, especially the students, take in as much as possible, because like these speakers have said, this is the time to look for mentoring. Mentoring is very, very, very important, because they will guide you how to become successful. And you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You just have to use what is already been out there. You can update it, make it your own, hone the skill set so that you can be successful once you leave the school. I appreciate everybody once again for coming to this first meeting, the role model lecture. So please try to engage maybe the staffs or maybe anybody you think it can be your role model, who you want to be in the future. So I thank you everybody once again. After this, what's next? Closing prayer?
No, the Vice Chancellor will present something there too.
Okay. Yes. Please, the Vice Chancellor, I thank you everybody once again for taking part for this lecture. Thank you.
The Vice Chancellor will now present souvenirs to the invited guests. Can we have the souvenirs? He is joined by the Deputy Vice Chancellor. Okay. And the registrar. So we have the bursar is also to join. So we have Mr. Paul Alaji and also Mr. Muhammad Rashid.
Thank you. On behalf of the founder of this university, Alhaji Chief Dr. Ibrahim Aladimeji, OFR, FNEA, PFS, PSP, I want to hand over this very small souvenir of the university to appreciate our resource persons who have spoken very well to our students, and we have gained much from them. I will pray that Almighty Allah will reward you and grant you masses back to your destination. Thank you. The same way, I want to present this souvenir of the university on behalf of our founder to our friend, our brother, and our mentor, our role model, Mr. Rashid, for coming to us and giving very good role model lecture to our students and university community. Thank you. Jazakallah khairan. Guests of honor, also appreciate you. I want to believe that this The seminar is not complete. We still have to add the founder's biography there. So when we get there, we will add other things. It's not complete. We want our guest of honor to have the founder's biography, which is the opportunity, sir. Thank you.
All right. Before the closing prayer, can we take a vote? I benefited from this lecture. Raise up your hand. I want Al-Hikmah to repeat this lecture every year. Raise up your hand. Thank you very much. May I now call the Dean of the Faculty of Humanities and Social Sciences, Professor L.F. Oladimeji, to please give us the closing prayer.
Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. We thank Allah for successfully bringing us to the end of this program. We started in His name and we are ending it in His name. Oh Allah, we pray that you grant us many more opportunities of this lecture for our students. We thank Allah for the life of the management of this university, beginning with the Vice Chancellor, the entire management staff, as well as the Center for Advancements that has put up this particular program. May Allah continue to grant them divine wisdom. We remember the founder of this university, our father, that Allah will continue to strengthen his life for us and continue to guide him so that he will provide for us those wisdom which Allah has given him for the purpose of moving this university to greater heights. Oh Allah, we pray for the students of Al-Hikmah University. May Allah continue to bless your efforts. May Allah crown your efforts with brilliant success. For the sets that will start their exam very soon, may Almighty Allah grant you huge success in your examinations. And may Allah let your certificate be the one that will have the divine blessings of Almighty Allah. Allahumma rabbana taqabbal minna innaka anta as-sami'ul alim wa tub alayna ya maulana innaka anta at-tawwabur rahim wahdina wa wafiqna ila al-haqqin wa ila tariqin mustaqim. Rabbana la tuzigh qulubana ba'da idh hadaytana wa hab lana min ladunka rahmatan innaka antal wahhab. Allahumma rabbana atina fid dunya hasanatan wa fil akhirati hasanatan wa qina adhaban nar. Oh Allah, we pray for our two guest lecturers who have come to share their knowledge with us today, that Allah will continue to bless them. Allah will continue to increase them in knowledge. Allah will continue to make them to be model for the righteous. بياك سورة الفاتحة بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا صراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. سبحان ربك رب العزة أما يصفون والسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.
Thank you very much. Let's okay, there will be group photograph for our invited guests with management at the photo shoot arena.
àyòsí fásọ̀wọ̀kúwọ̀ ní Al-Hikmah yunifásitì Ìlọrin kílẹ̀ yìí máa jẹ́ ìkìlọ̀ fún gbogbo akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ àti gbogbo òṣìṣẹ́ Al-Hikmah yunifásitì Ìlọrin àtẹ̀yìn àlejò tẹ́ wọnú ọgbà ilé ẹ̀kọ́ wa àbáníkàpè nímọ̀ràn ṣùgbọ́n ìlú tí ò bá ti lófin ẹ̀sẹ̀ ò sí ń bẹ̀ ìlú ńlá kan ní Al-Hikmah yunifásitì Ìlọrin ó sì gbọ́dọ̀ létò torí pé Ọlọ́run Allah àti Ànábì Muhammad ti pa láṣẹ fún wa nínú ìwé mímọ́ Al-Qur'an pé ká jìnnà sí aṣọ ọ̀wọ̀kúwọ̀ nítorí pé ó wà nínú àwọn okùnfà burú tó máa ń ṣẹlẹ̀ nínú àwùjọ èèyàn tún wá ní wá ìṣẹ́ranko ṣùgbọ́n àwọn aláṣẹ ilé ẹ̀kọ́ Al-Hikmah yunifásitì mọ kíní kan dájú pé ọ̀tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀ làwùjọ tí òṣìṣẹ́ akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ àtẹ̀yìn àlejò wa ti jáde wá. àkànjọ pàdé nínú ọgbà ilé ẹ̀kọ́ Al-Hikmah yunifásitì Ìlọrin ni. ṣùgbọ́n yóò da ká sí àmójútó ìjáde oníkálukú. káyé wọṣọ ọ̀wọ̀kuwọ̀ jáde bí abẹ́rẹ́ tí ò lókun nídìí. ẹ wá gbọ́ o. ìgbìmọ̀ tó ń ṣe àmójútó ìmúrajáde nínú ọgbà ilé ẹ̀kọ́ Al-Hikmah yunifásitì Ìlọrin ti ṣe àgbéjáde àwọn àwòrán atọ́nisọ́nà. irú aṣọ àwọn lèèyàn lè wọ̀ nú ọgbà ilé ẹ̀kọ́ wa. tó bá ti wá wọṣọ jáde tí ò bá tàwòrán atọ́nisọ́nà mu. ìwọ náà tètè mọ̀ pé ó ti tàṣe àgẹ̀rẹ̀. ìmọ̀ràn tí wọ́n kàn gbà ọ́ ni pé kó o mọ̀ wọ aṣọ tí ó takò ìtàwọn aláṣẹ ilé ẹ̀kọ́ Al-Hikmah yunifásitì faramọ́. dress code and monitoring committee Al-Hikmah yunifásitì Ìlọrin ló ní sọ fún gbogbo staff àti student. àtẹ̀yìn tẹ̀ ń bá wa lálejò. kẹ́kẹ́ má ṣe múra lòdì sí dress code. nítorí pé bá a bá ṣe rìn láko ni.
No room for indecent dressing and appearance at the Al-Hikmah University, Ilorin. Hence, this is a warning and advice for our students, staff, and visitors. Where there is no law, there is no sin. Al-Hikmah University, as an institution, has its own rules and guidelines. There is a worthy mention of indecent dressing in the Holy Quran. Al-Hikmah, as a learning institution, promotes modesty to curb indecent manners in the society. It is established that we come from different spheres and areas of life, but we must adhere to the dress code of Al-Hikmah University. The Dress Code and Monitoring Committee has made it clear on what to wear and what not to wear. Do not go against the dress code of our great institution. Note this, you'll be addressed the way you are dressed. This message is from the Dress Code and Monitoring Committee of Al-Hikmah University, Ilorin.
Agricultural science is a broad multidisciplinary field of biology which encompasses both the natural, the economics, and the social sciences which have to be put into practice.
Agriculture is also a course that provides all raw material for the respective industries.
Here in Al-Hikmah University, Ilorin, we do more of practical. We specialize here in poultry, dry harvesting, tractor driving, and so many more. I'm being taught how to be more self-reliant, how to have an entrepreneurial mind.
Agriculture is the future. I urge all prospective candidates to enroll to Al-Hikmah University to study agriculture.
Because right here, we'll give you more than what you expect.
Yearning to acquire top-notch education with moral standards? Simply choose Al-Hikmah University, Ilorin, Nigeria. Our programs cut across undergraduate programs, postgraduate programs, professional programs, JUPET programs, and many more. We are 100% practical oriented. Join our uninterrupted academic activities. Enroll now. www.alhikmauniversity.edu.ng.
Shin, kuna muradin samun ilimi mai inganci da cikakkiyar tarbiyya? To ga Jami'ar Al-Hikmah a sauƙaƙe. Jami'ar Al-Hikmah tana da kwasa-kwasai wayanda hukumar da ke kula da jami'o'i wato NUC ta tantance a mataki na digiri na farko, matakin digiri na biyu da na uku. Sannan da kwasa-kwasai na ƙwarewa a fannoni daban-daban, har ma da kwasa-kwasai na share fage da sauransu. Muna koyarwa da gwaji 100%. Shiga tsarinmu na ilimi mara cikas. Shiga ba ɓata lokaci. Ta hanyar adireshinmu na yanar gizo wato www.alhikmauniversity.edu.ng.
Ǹjẹ́ ìwọ ń gbòǹgbò ètò ẹ̀kọ́ tó múnádóko tó ń tìjọ́mọlúàbí? Ilé ẹ̀kọ́ gíga Al-Hikmah University gan-an ni ìdáhùn rẹ̀. Ìlànà ètò ẹ̀kọ́ undergraduate, ìlànà ètò ẹ̀kọ́ postgraduate, ìlànà ètò ẹ̀kọ́ professional studies, ìlànà ètò ẹ̀kọ́ JUPEB àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ láti ṣàdáyanrí pèrègede gbòǹtẹ̀ ìjọba NUC lé lórí. Jàǹfààní ètò ẹ̀kọ́ aláìnídánilọ́wọ́kò lónìí. Forúkọsílẹ̀ lórí ẹ̀rọ ayélujára www.alhikmauniversity.edu.ng. Wá jàǹfààní ojúlówó ẹ̀kọ́ tó yanrantí.
You know, law is one of the most respected professions in the world, and it offers great opportunities for its graduates.
Coming into this great university, I never really knew what to expect, but my experience here has been a pretty great one.
Al-Hikmah University Law Faculty, working together with the Law Student Society, also organize more than academic assessment. There are also social events.
Al-Hikmah University is not only an institution where you learn for wisdom in your chosen career path, but also an institution where you learn for morality. So to speak, we're the full package. So why miss out on us?
I urge you to apply into Al-Hikmah University for any course whatsoever you would like to study. A promising new future awaits you here.
My tutelage at Al-Hikmah University is a worthwhile experience.
Because of the practical aspects they made us, the students, go through.
I was exposed to up-to-date industry standards.
Talking about the advertising, the newspaper production, the public relation practicing, and even the radio production itself.
I was exposed to handling gadgets in video and radio production, and the experience is indeed worthwhile.
If you desire to study mass communication, I urge you all to choose Al-Hikmah University as your first choice.
If you are desirous of acquiring knowledge with skills, then I would urge you to make your way to Al-Hikmah University.
Here in Al-Hikmah University, our lectures are 100% practical oriented.
Also in Al-Hikmah University, we have equipment that are necessary for us to have quality and standard training.
Whereby we carry out different types of tests in the lab. We have hemoglobin estimation, culturing of samples like urine, stool, CSF and others.
I will advise you to enroll today in Al-Hikmah University for any course of your choice, and you can also come to study medical laboratory science in Al-Hikmah University too.